Good evening, everyone. A few housekeeping notes before we begin. May I please request everyone to please put their phones on silent, and also a check to make sure I'm heard till the last row.
Loud and clear.
Thank you. All right, good evening. Welcome to Toto Awards 2023. My name is Shivam Vig and I am an actor and also your host for the evening. And I know that there are a few filmmakers and theatre makers in this house, so I'm going to repeat myself. I am an actor and also your host for the evening. You know, before we begin, there's an interesting story about how I got this gig tonight. So last year, Toto was conducting a few voice workshops at our theatre studio in Kormangla. And that's where I met Mr. Anmol Velani. And then I auditioned for a play. And apparently he thought that I would make a better host than an actor. So here I am, doing what I love. Nevertheless, it's great to see you all in person, especially after 2 years of doing this online and on Zoom, laptops. Our last on-ground Toto Awards event happened in January 2020, and then you all know what happened. Okay, we're not going to make any pandemic jokes. You know what? We're not going to make any jokes for that matter. Yeah. Apparently some people have complained that the Toto Awards ceremony goes on for too long, so no jokes this year. And we've also been asked to keep it snappy. And that's because we've got 2 new awards to announce. The number of Toto Awards this year goes from 8 to 10. Yes, from this year on, we will have 2 music awards instead of 1. And we've also introduced a digital art award category in memory of the late artist Mehli Gobai. For many years, we've had icons for each of our award categories: music, short film, photography, and creative writing. And now we have a 5th icon for our new award category, which is digital art.
Nice.
The digital art icon, like the original 4 icons, was designed by George Martin, better known to some as Apupin. Thank you, Apupin. Talking about 2022, TFA began with 6 online events in the run-up to last year's Toto Awards. These events highlighted the work of shortlisted artists in each award category. Anshika Verma spoke to the shortlisted photographers in a session on reflections on photography, expressing the self and engaging the world. Priyanka Chabra and Priya Naresh had separate sessions with the directors of the short films. And Radhika Iyengar chatted with those on the English creative writing shortlist. We also held a lively discussion moderated by writer-journalist Preeti Nagaraj with 3 young writers shortlisted for the Kannada Writing Toto. Vishruti Bindal was in conversation with the shortlisted musicians who also premiered live versions of one of their songs exclusively recorded for the event. Now all these 6 events were supported by Sucheta, Rashmi, Madhavi and Deepthi in memory of their late father Shantinath Desai, a pioneering modernist in Kannada literature. These conversations culminated in the Toto Awards 2022, also held online. You can access all these events on TFA's YouTube channel. Now we were slow to restart physical activities after the pandemic. Although we were getting very tired of the virtual world, the venues hadn't opened up yet. Fortunately, the Bangalore International Centre was open for business and it collaborated with TFA to organize 4 programs at the centre. Author Shaikot Majumdar held a half-day creative writing workshop. On the same evening, he spoke in the 11th edition of our Creative Journeys series, and this was followed by an audience interaction moderated by Basav Biradar. TFA TFA hosted a special curation of photo books from Offset Project's Traveling Pitara. Indu Anthony, a winner of the 2012 Toto for Photography, was in conversation with Offset Project's founder Anshika Verma. TFA also held 3 voice workshops last year, 2 at the Art Theatre Studio and 1 for We Move Theatre at the Suchitra Film Society. The Toto Sangam House Residency Fellowship 2022 was awarded to Amulya B, who is the first person to have won 2 Totos for creative writing in English and in Kannada, and she won them both in 2021. Now, during 2022, TFA received donations from Prasanna Chandrasekharan, C.K. Meena, Umaira Bibi, the estate of the late artist Nayali Gobai, G. Srinivasan, Sarita Velani, and Anmol Velani. The more such donations we receive, the more it helps us hold programs that support young artists. And that is a hint. Please contact TFA's chairperson C.K. Meena if you believe that we should encourage and applaud talented and emerging artists in India. Her email address is tfaindia84@gmail.com. And I will give you 5 seconds to note this down on your devices. No, please, do it. Thanks. Talking about 2023, Toto 2023 began yesterday with the Night of the Nominee concert at the Courtyard, featuring live performances by some artists from the shortlist for the Toto Music Awards this year. We are extremely indebted to the Courtyard for hosting and supporting this event. There are 10 Toto Awards to be won by young artists under 30, 2 for music, 3 for creative writing, 2 for photography, 2 for short film, and 1 for digital art. All winners will receive, besides a trophy and a certificate, a cash prize of 50,000, except for the winners of the music category, who will receive 60,000 each. We are grateful to the Art and Photography Foundation India for supporting the Photography Awards, to O2 Financials for supporting the Short Film Awards, to Bhumija Trust for supporting the Kannada Creative Writing Award, to Mani Rao Foundation and Nabanita Majumdar for supporting the English Creative Writing Awards, Badri Vishal for supporting the Music Awards, and the estate of Mehli Gobai for supporting the Digital Art Award. For this year's Toto Awards, we received 214 applications for music, 207 for English Creative Writing, 63 for Kannada Creative Writing, 100 entries for photography, 147 for short film, and 40 for digital art. Let us now turn to the shortlist for each category of awards. We'll begin with the oldest Toto Award category, which is music. The jurors were Pablo Borchi and Pratna Sen. Their discussions towards finalizing the shortlist and winners were moderated by independent musician Abhijit Tambe. Pablo is a music journalist, producer, and promoter from Mexico City's Latin alternative music scene. Pratna Sen is a consultant in the music industry with nearly a decade of experience spanning live music, education, emerging technology, and artist management. 4 musicians have been shortlisted for the 2 Toto Music Awards. They are M.S. Krishna from Chennai, Rohan Prasanna from New Delhi, Dindun from Kolkata, and Rudy Mukta from Bangalore. Listen to a track each has entered for the awards.
காலத்தை தவழச் சொல்லாதே ஓடும் காலத்தை நடக்க சொல்லாதே நடக்கும் காலத்தை தவழச் சொல்லாதே இனிக்கும் இளமையை தவிர்க்க சொல்லாதே மறந்த நாட்களை நினைக்க சொல்லாதே ஓடாதே பழையாதே ஒளி உன்னை தேடி வரும் ஓடாதே பழையாதே ஒளி உன்னை தாண்டி விடும் ஓடாதே பழையாதே ஒளி உன்னை தேடி வரும் ஓடாதே பழையாதே ஒளி உன்னை தாண்டி விடும். too bad. You may be sad, but it's too bad. Too bad.
Next, we have the Kannada Creative Writing Award, supported by Bhumija. The jurors of this award were Vinaya Okunda and Dr. Guru Prasad. Vinaya Okunda writes prose, poetry, and non-fiction and is also a critic. Guru Prasad, a doctor practicing in the US, is a novelist, short story writer, and an essayist. 3 short story writers have been shortlisted for the Kannada Creative Writing Award this year. Suvarna Chellur from Koppal, Kapil Humnabade from Gulbarga, and Dadapir Jaiman from Bengaluru. Now they will each read an excerpt from their entries.
Good evening, everyone. Title of my short story is Kanakamara in Kannada. ಪರಸಪ್ಪನ ಮನೆಯವರು ಹೆಣ್ಣು ನೋಡಲು ಬಂದಾಗ ದ್ಯಾವಮ್ಮನ ಕಾಲುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಆಕಾಶದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದವು. ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಮೂಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊಂದಲಮಯ ಖುಷಿಯೊಂದು ರೆಕ್ಕೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಹಾರಾಡಿದಂತಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಮೈ ತುಂಬ ನಗು ತುಂಬಿಕೊಂಡು ತನ್ನ ಗೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ಸಂಗೀತವನ್ನು ಮನೆ ತುಂಬ ಹರಡಿಸಿದ್ದಳು. ಪರಸಪ್ಪನ ಕಣ್ಣು ತನ್ನನ್ನು ದಿಟ್ಟಿಸಿ ನಕ್ಕಾಗ ಬದುಕಿನ ಯಾವುದೋ ಕನಸಿನ ಬಾಗಿಲು ತೆರೆದಂತಾಗಿ ಕನಕಾಂಬರಿಯಂತೆ ಕೆಂಪಗಾಗಿದ್ದಳು. ಹೀಗೆ ಆ ದಿನದಿಂದ ದ್ಯಾವಮ್ಮ ಹೂವಿನಂತೆ ಅರಳಿ ಸದಾ ನಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದಳು. ಆ ದಿನದಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಈಗಿನವರೆಗೂ ಕನಕಾಂಬರಿ ಹೂವನ್ನು ತಪ್ಪದೇ ಮುಡಿಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದಳು. ದಿನಕ್ಕೆರಡು ಬಾರಿ ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಮೈಯೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಂಪಗಾಗಿ ಉರಿಯುವಂತೆ ಉಜ್ಜುತ್ತಿದ್ದಳು. ಅವಳ ಮುಖದ ಮೇಲೆ ಸುಕ್ಕುಗಟ್ಟಿದ ಛಾಯೆಯೊಂದು ಈಗೀಗ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಇರುತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಈಗ ಅವಳ ಮುಖದ ಮತ್ತು ಕುತ್ತಿಗೆಯ ಮೇಲಿನ ಎಲುಬುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಗೋಚರಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದವು. ಬೂದು ಬಣ್ಣದ ಲಂಗ, ಹಳದಿ ಕುಪ್ಪಸ ತೊಟ್ಟು ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಂಪು ಬಣ್ಣದ ದಾವಣಿ ತೊಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದಳು. ಹೆಣ್ಣು ನೋಡಲು ಬಂದಾಗ ಪರಸಪ್ಪನ ಮನೆಯವರು ತಂದಿದ್ದ ಉಡುಗೊರೆ ಈ ಕೆಂಪು ದಾವಣಿ ಗುಂಜು ಹಿಡಿದು ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿದಿದ್ದರೂ ಅವಳಿಗದು ಅಪ್ಯಾಯಮಾನ. ದಿನಾಲು ಬಣ್ಣ ಬಣ್ಣದ ಲಂಗ, ಕುಪ್ಪಸು ತೊಟ್ಟರೂ ದಾವಣಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದೊಂದೇ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಸುಕ್ಕುಗಟ್ಟಿ ಕೂದಲಿನ ತುದಿಯೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಂಪಗಾಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಕನಕಾಂಬರಿ ಮುಡಿದು ಬಾಗಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪದೆ ದಿನಾಲು ಕೂರುತ್ತಿದ್ದಳು. ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಹಾದು ಹೋಗುವ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ತನ್ನನ್ನು ದಿಟ್ಟಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದರೂ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದರ ಅರಿವು ಇರದೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂರುತ್ತಿದ್ದಳು. ಕೆಂಪು ದಾವಣಿ ತೊಟ್ಟು ನೀರಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಜನರ ವಿಚಿತ್ರ ನೋಟ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಸಹಜವೆನ್ನಿಸಿ ಅವರೆಡೆಗೆ ನಗು ಬೀರಿ ತನ್ನಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನೇ ಮಾತಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಿದ್ದಳು. ಹೀಗೊಮ್ಮೆ ಸಂಜೆ ನೀರಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಹಿಂದಿನಿಂದ ಬಂದ ನೆರಳೊಂದು ಅವಳನ್ನು ಬಾಯಿ ಹಿಡಿದು ಮೈಕೈಯನ್ನು ಎಳೆದಂತಾಗಿ ಚಿಟ್ಟನೆ ಚೀರಿ ಓಡಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಳು. ರಾತ್ರಿ ಬಯಲಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗಲೂ ಯಾರೋ ಬಂದು ತನ್ನನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿ ಹಿಡಿದಂತಾಗಿ ಕತ್ತಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೂ ಕಾಣದೆ ಭಯಗೊಂಡು ಕೊಸರಿ ಪರಾರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮನೆ ಸೇರಿದಳು. ಈ ಸಂಗತಿಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮನೆಯವರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಿದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇವಳ ಮಾತನ್ನ ನಗೆಪಾಟಲು ಮಾಡಿ, ಹೇ ಸುಮ್ನಿರ ದಳಗೇಡಿ, ಬಾಯಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರ ಬರಿ ಬಿಡ್ತಾವ ನೋಡು, ಬಾಯಿ ಐತಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ ಕತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿ, ಹೌದನ್ಬೇಕು ನೋಡು, ಈಕಿ ಮಾತು ಕೇಳಿ, ಹೆಣ್ಮಗಳದಿ ಎಂಬುದು ತಟಗಳ ಖಬರ ಐತಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗ ಅಂತ ಗದರಿಸಿ ಅವಳ ಬಾಯಿ ಮುಚ್ಚುತ್ತಿದ್ದರು. ಅದೇ ಕೊನೆ ಅವಳು ನೀರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ರಾತ್ರಿಗೆ ಬಯಲಿಗೆ ಎಂದು ಹೋದದ್ದು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ನೇಮ್ ಮುಗಿಲ ತುದಿ. ನೆಲದ ಹಿಂದೆ, ನೆಲದ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಹನಿ ನೀರು ಸುರಿಸದೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಗುಂಪುಗೂಡಿ ಹರಟೆ ಹೊಡೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದ ಹಿಂಡು ಹಿಂಡು ದಟ್ಟ ಮೂಡಗಳಿಗೆ ನೋಡಿ ತುಟಿ ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಹನಿ ನೀರಿಲ್ಲ, ಗದರಿಸಿ ಮಂದಿ ಎದಿ ಒಡಿಸ್ಲತ್ತವೆಂದು ಗಡಿಗೆವ್ವ ತನ್ನೊಳಗೆ ಒಟ ಒದರುತ್ತಿದ್ದಳು. ಕಪ್ಪು ಆವರಿಸಿದ ಮುಗಿಲ ಕೆಳಗೆ ನೆಲ ಅಂಜುತ್ತಾ ಹಿಂದೆ ಸರಿಯುತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಗಾಳಿ ತನ್ನ ಪಾಡಿಗೆ ತಣ್ಣಗೆ ಸುಳಿದಾಡುತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಮೆಲ್ಲಗೆ ತೇಲಿ ಬರುವ ಒಣ ಎಲೆಗಳು ನೆಲದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳುವ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಗಾಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾರುತ್ತಾ ನೆಲಕ್ಕಿಳಿಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದವು. ತಂಪು ಭಯ ಹುಟ್ಟಿಸುವಂತೆ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಬಿಗಿಯಾಗಿ ಗಾಳಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡಿತ್ತು. ಒಮ್ಮೆಲೆ ಯಾಕೋ ಗಾಳಿ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಬೀಸಿತು. ಧೂಳು ಹುಚ್ಚೆದ್ದು ಕುಣಿಯುವುದೊಂದೇ ಬಾಕಿ. ಮೈ ಮೇಲೆ ಖಡಲ್ಲೆಂದು ಮುಗಿಲು ಮುರಿದು ಬಿದ್ದಂತೆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಬಂದ ಸದ್ದಿಗೆ ಗಡಿಗೆವ್ವ ಅಂಗಳದಿಂದ ನಡುಮನೆಗೆ ಠಣ್ ಎಂದು ಮುಗಿಲು ಮುರಿದು ಬಿದ್ದಂತೆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಬಂದ ಭಯಂಕರ ಸದ್ದು ಬಂದರೂ ಮಿಂಚು ಯಾರ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೂ ಬೀಳಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವುದು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿದವೇ ಎಂದು ಪರಸ್ಪರ ಅನುಮಾನಪಟ್ಟು ಊರ ಮಂದಿ ಪರಸ್ಪರ ಗುರುತು ಹಿಡಿದು ಹೆಸರು ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ವಿನಿಮಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡರು. ಊರ ಮನೆಯ ಪ್ರತಿ ಮನೆಯ ಬಾಗಿಲಿನಿಂದ ಗದ್ದಲ ಬೀದಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಅಪ್ಪಳಿಸುತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಗಡಿಗೆವ್ವ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿರುವ ಕರಾಮತಿ ತಾನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕೆಂದು ಬೇರಪ್ಪ ಎಂದು ಕರೆದಳು. ಯಾವ ಉತ್ತರವೂ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಬೇರಪ್ಪ, ಓ ಬೇರು, ನನ್ನಪ್ಪ, ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆಯೋ ಹುಲಿ ಎಂದು ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಕುಗ್ಗಿದಳು. ಆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಯಾವ ಧ್ವನಿಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎದೆ ಒಡೆದು ಹೋದಂತೆ ಆಗಿ ನಡುಮನೆಯಿಂದ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ದೇವರ ಕೋಣೆಗೆ ನುಗ್ಗಿದಳು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ವಾಸನೆಯೂ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಕೊಡಲಿ, ಕುರ್ಪಿ, ಪಿಕಾಸು, ಪೌಡಿ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಕಪ್ಪು ಮೈ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ದ ಚೂಪಾದ ಗುಸಿ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲಿ ಎಂದು ಹಿಡಿದುಕೊಂಡಳು. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿರಬಹುದು ಬೇರಪ್ಪ ಎಂದು ಚಿಂತಿಸುತ್ತಾ ನಿಲ್ಲುವ ಸಮಯ ಇದಲ್ಲ. ಊರ ಮಂದಿಗಾದರೂ ಜಮಾಯಿಸಿ ಬಿಡೋಣವೆಂದು ನಿರ್ಧರಿಸಿದಳು. ಯಾಕೋ ಮುಂದೆ ಕಾಲಿಡಲಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಿಂದಿನ ನೆನಪುಗಳು ಅವಳ ಕೂದಲಲ್ಲಿ ರಕ್ತ ಹೀರಲು ಬಾಯಿ ಹಾಕಿದವು. ಬೇರಪ್ಪ ಮತ್ತದೇ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿರಬಹುದೇ? ಜಾಲಿ ಮುತ್ಯ ಹೋದ ಜಾತ್ರೆಯೊಳಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದಂದಿದ್ದ. ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ 4 ದಿನದೊಳಗೆ ಮುತ್ಯಾನೇ ಮೋಡದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕುಂತಿ ಹೋದ. ಪಾಪ ಮುತ್ಯರ ಜೀವ ಸಣ್ಣದಿತ್ತು.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಕತೆ ಹೆಸರು ತಾಹನ ಪತ್ರ. ಈ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದ್ಯಾರು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಲೆಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪತ್ರ ಬರೀತಾರೆ ರೀ? ಇದ್ಯಾರೋ ತಾಹಾನ್ ಅವರಿಂದ ಲೆಟರ್ ಬಂದೈತ್ರಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಳೆ ಗರ್ಲ್ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಎಂದು ಕಿಚಾಯಿಸಿ ನಮಿತಾ ಪತ್ರ ಕೈಗೆತ್ತಿದ್ದಳು. ನನಗೆ ಲಕೋಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿನ ಇಂದ ಕೆಳಗೆ ತಾಹ ಹೆಸರು ನೋಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನಗು ಬಂತು, ಖುಷಿಯೂ ಆಯಿತು. ನಿನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಈ ತರಳೆ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಜೀವಂತವಾಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ಸಮಾಧಾನವಾಯಿತು. ಪತ್ರ ತೆರೆದು ಓದಿದೆ. ಜೀವಕ್ಕೆ ಅದೇನೋ ಸಂಕಟವಾಯಿತು. ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ನೀನು ಹಾಳು ಪೋಕರಿ ಅಂತ? ಅಲಿ, ನೀನು ಮನೆಯವರ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ, ಊರಿನವರ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಅದೇ ಹಳೆಯ ಬಾಯಿ ಸತ್ತ ಪುಕ್ಕಲು ಹುಡುಗ. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನಂತೂ ಅಲಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಂಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದೆರಡು ಹೋಳಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಿತ್ತು. ಹೋಳಿ ಹಬ್ಬಕ್ಕೆ ಹುಳ್ಳಿ ಹೂರಣ, ಗಣಪತಿ ಹಬ್ಬಕ್ಕೆ ಕಡುಬು, ಪಂಚಮಿಗೆ ಉಂಡಿ, ಊರ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ವರ ದೇವರ ಜಾತ್ರೆಗೆ ಗೋಧಿ ಹುಗ್ಗಿ. ಹೀಗೆ ಅಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಮ್ಮನ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗಲೂ ಸಿವಿ. ಅಮ್ಮನ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಹಿ ಅಂತ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗಲೂ ಆಕೆ ಸಿಹಿಗೆ ಸಿವಿ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ನಮಿತಾಗೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀನು ನನ್ನ ಮದುವೆಗೆ ಬರಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ನೀನು ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆಯ, ನಿನ್ನ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಗೆಳೆಯರ ಮದುವೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೀನು ಯಾವುದೇ ಶುಭ ಸಮಾರಂಭಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿನಗದು ಇಷ್ಟವಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದ ಮುಂದೆ ಟಿವಿಯಿಂದ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು ತಿರುಗಾಡುತ್ತಿರಬಹುದು. ಆದರೆ ಅದು ಸುಳ್ಳು ಎಂದು ನಿನಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. ನೀನಿನ್ನೂ ಹೆದರುತ್ತಿ. ಮದುವೆ ಮುಂಜಿ ನಾಮಕರಣಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನಿನ್ನ ಕುಗ್ಗಿಸುತ್ತವೆ. ಅದು ಈಗೀಗ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿ ಅವರು ನಿನ್ನ ಕರೆಯುವುದೇ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೀನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಸಿಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದುದು ಟೌನ್ ಹಾಲಿನ ಮೆಟ್ಟಲುಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಕಾರ್ಡ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿದುಕೊಂಡು ಘೋಷಣೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಗಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ಕವಿತೆಗಳನ್ನು ಓದಿಕೊಂಡು ಪೊಲೀಸಿನವರು ಜೀಪು ಹತ್ತಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಜಗ್ಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಎನ್ನುವ ಭರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೀರುವ ನಿನ್ನ ನಗು, ಯಾವುದೋ ಸುದ್ದಿವಾಹಿನಿಯವರ ಮುಂದೆ ನೀನು ಕೊಡುವ ಬೀಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಇವುಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮಿತಾ ನೋಡಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. ಅವಳಿಗೆ ನೀನು ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪರಿಚಯವಾಗಿದ್ದಿ. ನಿನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮುಗ್ಧ ಮುಖ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀನು ಪ್ರತಿ ಬಾರಿ ಟಿವಿಲಿ ಬರುವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಮ್ಮ, ಲೋ ದಿಲೀಪ, ಅಲಿಯ ಬಂದ ನೋಡು, ಹೆಂಗಾಗೆ ನೋಡು ಎಂದು ಗೊಳ್ಳೆಂದು ನಗುವಳು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದುವರೆದು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಪ್ಪಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ ನೋಡು ಪಾಪ ಹುಡುಗ, ಉಂಟತೆ ನೋಡು ಎಂದು ಮರುಕ್ಷಣವೇ ಮರುಗುವಳು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
And now the shortlist for the Photography Awards, supported by the Art and Photography Foundation, India. The jurors were Kamna Patel, Leena Vincent, and Nehal Faisal. Kamna Patel is a Mumbai-based visual artist and bookmaker. In 2019, she launched her publishing imprint, Editions Jojo, dedicated to exploring the photo book. Leena Vincent is an independent art historian and curator with 2 decades experience in arts management. Nehal Faisal is an artist based in Bangalore. In 2018, he founded the publishing and curatorial platform Reliable Copy. The 4 photographers who've been shortlisted are Akriti Chandravanshi from Pune, Sivasai Jivanantham from Chennai, Aswin Sharma from New Delhi, and Anuja Dasgupta from Leh. You will now see their work. Please note that Akriti and Anuja submitted 2 series each, both of which have been shortlisted. And now for the English Creative Writing Awards. One supported by Nabanita Majumdar and the second by the Mani Rao Foundation. The jury comprised N. Kalyan Raman, a multi-award winning translator of contemporary Tamil poetry and fiction into English. Mumbai-based journalist Supriya Nair, who is a co-founder of the media company All Things Small and the editor of 52. And Chandrahas Chaudhary, formerly the fiction and poetry editor of The Caravan. The four shortlisted writers are Tushar Rishi from Ranchi, Aparna Chivukula from Bengaluru, Swati Singh from Lucknow, and Moachiba Jamir from Kohima. They will now read from their entries except for Swati Singh, who had to cancel coming to Bangalore at the last minute. Actor Padmavati Rao will read the poems Swati was going to read.
Good afternoon. Good evening. He is in the metro, returning from the farmers' protest rally. He feels out of place in these outpourings of mass discontent, his own grief too small or too much for his tree. And yet he attends these rallies with his like-minded friends. It's a part of himself he doesn't understand, is unable to fit in the story of his life. The two friends he is with talk about the new tall statues being erected all over the country. Well, the leaders have to compensate for the small dicks one way or the other, says one of them, a girl doing her master's in English. He laughs. In the glass opposite, he watches his reflection float against the red and yellow white dots of night traffic crawling under the metro line. The woman beside him is wearing a blue lanyard on her chest. It's been a week. He wonders what happened to what he wrote at the meeting. He gets an e-rickshaw at Vishwavidyalaya and gets off at Ghantaghar. He's entering his gully when his phone rings. Unknown number. He stops and picks up the call. It's Sangeeta. Prakash, how are you? Fine. He's standing under a harsh yellow light in the old Persian archway. He moves a little out into the dark. In front of him is a sedan with a saffron angry Hanuman sticker on its rear windshield. He stands against the car's boot. I read what you wrote. I'm sorry you are going through so much. You know, Anu would have been around your age, studying in college. I will tell you what I would have told her. I know you can't help but think about your friends, but it's not your fault. You don't need to feel guilty about being alive. Thank you.
Reception. I was where you'd seated me, among the suited and sequin dressed, watching your mother and father on stage for a photo, with your brother in between them just married, all waiting for you and your grandmother, who you were helping into the wheelchair. I wanted to hold her shoulders, little commas shaky in the distance. Before dinner, in your changing room, you were fumbling in your sari, getting worried, and I was putting my arms around you, folding pleats, murmuring about the color against your skin. You were falling into me, tired and turning with each pleat. Each part of your face a room I've slept in, pushed curtains open in. You said, you leave first, then I'll follow, when no one is looking. No one noticed me. All evening, I was not in the family. All evening, your mother said, have dinner, don't leave without eating, and I didn't say, please auntie, sit, let me serve you rice, though I desperately wanted that moment where my hand with the rasam ladle would be waiting while her fingers made a well in the rice. It was too much tonight to see you remembering your grandfather as you wheeled your ajji onto stage. It was too much to not sit by the water with you, on the swing, to not have buffet dinner with you behind the tamarind tree. It was too much to leave without squeezing Aji's hands or telling you that when you were looking at the clock and I crouched to fix your petticoat, I wanted so badly to kiss your calves, but heard your stomach rumbling.
Biodata. You have to be flexible, beta. Queer, disabled, 5'4", abuse survivor, bona fide whore, high school prefect, English teacher, and a chronic underreacher. Likes to call herself a they. Makes veg sushi, cooks with whey, exercises every day. Beautiful, but just in parts. Mediocre at many arts. Sovereign of self-flagellation. Anxious like it's a vocation. No drinking, smoking, doesn't do drugs. Decent to good at giving hugs. Deeply honest, deeply flawed, not easily overawed. 22 and getting older. Sweet bitter and getting bolder. 1 part woman, 1 part tea. Mostly non-binary. Needs someone to let them be. Call them and maybe see if you like their company. The next poem is called On Zoom. We learn nothing in online class on Zoom. Graduate, raise an online glass on Zoom. Change backgrounds, share screens and fantasies, chase highs with leftover grass on Zoom. Stay silent for hours and lie in bed, or get backaches doing bakwas on Zoom. Stare into the void on our mobile phones. Fall asleep on the tempered glass on Zoom. Make love, make friends, make up for lost time. Change looks with a filter and pass on Zoom. Declare who we are. Make space, showcase, parenthesized pronouns, bindas on Zoom. At home, the closet gets dark sometimes, but the blue light touches us en masse on Zoom.
After Upu died, Utsu had developed this need to do everything herself. Upu and Utsu had been married for almost 50 years, and we all knew Utsu would feel lonely in this old house now that Upu was gone. So my father and his siblings had been talking to her about letting someone stay, a paid house help. But Utsu was adamant. She was no senile old woman, she said. She could take perfectly good care of herself. But at nights, when all's quiet except for the rabble of the village drunks, Utsu would turn on her black and white TV and stare at the news. Upu had bought that TV after saving up from all the stone masonry he did over the course of 20 years. Back then, not many people had TVs, and my father used to talk about how half of the village would travel all the way to their house at the edge of the village just to watch the Indian lady reading out the news in a language they did not understand. He had been very popular among his friends because of this. Yet with time, the crowd dwindled, all their children moved out, and finally it was just Upu and Utsu watching the news. After Upu's death, Utsu continued with this routine. Even so, on these kinds of nights, I noticed, almost unnoticeable if I didn't quite pay enough attention, how her eyes would glaze over like she was focusing on something far beyond something only she could see. And as soon as the news wrapped up, she switched it off. Sleep, sleep, she would then motion with her hands, shooing me into my bedroom. I wonder what I would have seen if I had stepped there and turned around to look deeper into those fuzzy news-watching eyes of hers. But I didn't. And I came to believe that sorrow looked like an old woman watching, but not watching, a black and white screen over the rabble of drunken people listening, but not listening to a news anchor.
We now move to the awards for short film. The jury for these awards comprised Surabhi Sharma, Bindu Menon Manil, and Tanul Thakur. Surabhi Sharma is an independent, award-winning filmmaker, educator, and curator. Bindu Menon teaches media studies at Azim Premji University in Bangalore. And Tanul Thakur is an award-winning film critic and journalist from Mumbai. The four shortlisted filmmakers are Pratik Girish Bhoyer from Yavatmal, Maharashtra, for his film A Day Under the Sky. Nikhil Vinay from Murdeshwar, Karnataka, for Chandra, The Last Time I Saw the Moon. Nikhil Sudarsanan from Thrissur for Kuttu Prati. And Yuddhajit Basu from Pune for Kalsubai. Take a look at excerpts from these films.
COURAGE courage म्हणजे धैर्य. COMPASSION
compassion नाही रे मूर्खा, compassion. बस हा भोजाजी सांग बरं, मोठा हसून राहिला ना तू.
बाई मी गुरुपाठ नाही केला, वेळच नाही भेटला. मला काल रात्री बाबासंग वावरात काम होतं.
छान, अभ्यास सोडून कामच करणार ना. तुलाही शेतकरीच बनायचं आहे का बापासारखं? शेतकरी बनून उन्हात पाय झिजवायचे की ऑफिसात बसून आरामात जीवन जगायचं?
इसका नाम क्या बोलो रे? सारे शहर इसको मल्ला बुलाते हैं और ये मेरे को चीटी दिखा रहा है. ಕಣ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಗಾಡಿ ಹೊತ್ತು ಕಣ, ಆ ಗಾಡಿಗೆ ಸಹಿತ ಒಂದು ಹೆಸರಿತ್ತು. ಈಗ ಈ ಬಾಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹೆಸರಿತ್ತು. ನಿಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಸರು ಯಾರು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕಂದ್ರ? ಚೀಟಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ನಂಗೆ. ಬಟ್ಟಿಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತು ಮಗಿದೆ? पैंट है, पैंट ऐसे ना ಬಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲಿ ಬಾ ನೀ.
അരിമുരുകൻ ചരിത്രപ്പാടുകളിൽ ലഹരി മരുന്ന് ഉപയോഗിക്കാൻ ഉൾപ്പെടാത്ത സംഘം കൂടിയിരിക്കുന്ന റിപ്പോർട്ടുകളുണ്ട്. പലഭാഗത്ത് പലപ്പോഴും ക്ഷേത്രങ്ങളിലാണ് പോയിട്ടുണ്ട്. കോളേജ് വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ വരെ അവർ കൊറോണായിട്ട്
ഹലോ ഹലോ, തിരക്കിലാണോ?
അല്ല.
ഇന്നിത്തിരി നേരത്തെ വരാൻ പറ്റുമോ?
എന്താ കാര്യം പറ.
ഇന്ന് അവൻ്റെ പിറന്നാളാ.
എനിക്ക് ഓർമ്മയുണ്ട്.
ഞാനിവിടെ ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക്
പുറത്തുകൊണ്ട് നീ വെച്ചാൽ ഞാൻ വരാം.
എന്താ?
आज जसं पाणी आहे तेव्हा तसं आभाळ. समुद्र इथे जगातल्या पहिल्या स्त्री पुरुषाच्या काळापासून आहे आणि वाळू त्याच्या पहिल्या लाटेपासून. हळूहळू हे पाणी मागे सरकलं आणि आम्हाला आमची ही वाटी मिळाली. तो काळ शोधणं आणि बघणं अवघड आहे.
The final award is for digital art. The jury comprised Unmesh Dastakir and Apupen. Unmesh took a break from his design profession to focus on public art, illustration, and photography, and is often invited by prominent educational institutions to talk on art and activism. Apupen, the author of 6 graphic novels and numerous online comics, is well known for his Hala Hala metaverse of comics that he has been creating since 2005. The 3 shortlisted artists are Rebecca Rachna Paul from Kochi, Sankalpa Ray Chaudhary from Guwahati, and Nisha Tanwar from Gurgaon. Here is what the artists submitted for the award. Thank you. That completes the shortlist for all the awards. Now this is when we usually take a pause before announcing the winners. In the previous years, we have had live music or shown films while you waited and wondered who among these incredibly talented artists will be awarded the Toto. Today, we have a Ghatam performance by Sumana Chandrasekhar, who has trained under India's first woman Ghatam player, Sukanya Ramgopal. Sumana has performed across the country as an accompanist to several musicians. She has also performed in exclusive Ghatam ensembles with her guru in several prestigious festivals. A trained Carnatic vocalist, she has conducted music workshops and presented papers on music education on national and international platforms. As an independent music researcher, she has been studying the cultural history of the Ghatam. Let's give it up for Sumana Chandrasekhar.
पतञ्जलि मृदञ्जनमनञ्जनमचञ्चल पदञ्जननभञ्जनकरम् कदम्बरुचिदम्बरवसम्बरमहं बुधकदम्बकविडम्बकगलम् चिदम्बुदिमणिं बुधहृदं भुजरविं परचिदम्बरनटं हृदि भज चिदम्बरनटं हृदि भज चिदम्बरनटं हृदि भज it's such a privilege and honor to be here. My gratitude to Anmol, to Sarita, to everybody at TFA for thinking of the Ghatam for this evening. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Shobana. Okay, we've finally arrived at the finale for the evening. But before we reveal the winners, we would like to express our gratitude to everyone involved in the awards process. The young writers, photographers, digital artists, filmmakers, and musicians who sent in the entries for the awards. TFA's trustees and everyone who helped to create the long lists, and the jurors who took the difficult decision of selecting the winners. We would also like to thank all those who put the various pieces together for today's event. Bharavi for lighting, Maithili for creating the PowerPoint presentation, and Kavya Srinivasan for showing it to you, George Mathan and Vinay Chandran for graphic design, Maitri Karnoor for translations from Kannada into English, and Sridhar Murthy for set construction. And thank you, Maithili, for taking photographs today, and Virginia Rodriguez for video recording this event. For helping with the management of the awards process, Drishti Rakhra, Prasanna Chandrasekhar, Nitin Manayat, Swetansu Bora, Basab Biradar, Yamini Krishna, Devika Raman, Preeti Nagaraj, Nalini Malaviya, Vishruti Bindal, Siddharth Tambe, Akriti Purbe, Abhi Tambe, Aman Mahajan, Meera Desai, Aniket Rajgadia, and Anurag Tagat. The courtyard for hosting the night of the nominee, and not the least, Ravi Chandar, Raghu Tenkalaya, Lekha Naidu, and the Bangalore International Centre. Our chief guest who will present the 2023 Toto Awards to the winners is MS Sriram. Professor Sriram is a writer in Kannada with 6 books of fiction and 5 books of essays to his credit. He has twice won the Karnataka Sahitya Academy Award. He is currently faculty and chairperson at the Centre for Public Policy, Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. Prior to his tenure at IIMB, he was a professor at IIM Ahmedabad. He has also been a visiting professor at IIMs in Udaipur and Visakhapatnam. Professor Sriram, may I invite you to the stage? We will begin with the 2 music award winners. The first winner's songs are written in Sylheti, Bangla and Assamese. The synth folk project goes by the name of Dindun, which comprises Sorjo Sena, and Rohit Ganesh.
This is unbelievable. We are wearing suits right now because we had to justify buying them 3 months ago. We don't expect things, really. The moment we saw the shortlist in January, I think, we sat down and listened to all the other nominees, and we looked at each other for a moment and just said, oh yeah, Bangalore would be a fine place to, take a vacation in. We don't expect things. On that note, I just want to say, I didn't prepare anything, but I just want to say a few words about the process in which we make music together. The first album we made in 2018 was all recorded on my phone, and he produces it, and he's a really good producer and music engineer. This is Rohit Ganesh, I'm producing now. And the last album for which we got this was also kind of, we sourced microphones, and it's all recorded in my bedroom basically. So, and Toto Music Awards has this rule in a way, not criteria or something in their forms, which mentions the fact that the recording quality is not that big of a deal. I'm paraphrasing obviously, and that's a huge deal for me, because for me, all music making should be accessible, production work should be accessible to everyone to start making their own music. And the fact that, you don't stop things again. And the fact that, I write my songs in Sylheti, which is spoken by a very tiny fraction of people in the north, in Assam, in the south of Assam, where I come from. And to, do something with that is also, says a lot of words, says a lot about Toto Fund the Arts and their democratic process of giving awards. Thank you. I said a lot of things. Thank you so much.
The second winner of the Music Awards studied Carnatic music, but then joined the ranks of indie R&B musicians. Her self-produced debut album Entropy was released in 2020. Just 18 years old, she's the youngest Toto winner ever, Rudy Mukta.
Can you all see me? I'm like 5'1", dude. Thank you. Actually, I'm 20 years old, but it's okay. We don't have to talk about that. First of all, I would like to thank Toto for thinking of me for this award. I think it's really cool. And this is my first award ever, and it's very weird that I'm making an acceptance speech. Like, wow. I have rehearsed this multiple times in my head. I'm glad that I won, because I would have gone back home and been like, damn, I spent so much time in the bathroom. But I think it's an absolute honor. I started my career in COVID, and I started it for fun kind of, and then it became like this whole big thing. And I'm so glad that this happened. It's a really big milestone for me, and I hope I make good use of everything that comes with this and after this. And I would like to thank everyone who's ever supported me. I'd like to thank my manager, my dad's here. I'd like to thank my friends, and I don't know, I can't really think of a lot of people right now. This is so much pressure. But yeah, thank you to everyone, and I hope I make you all proud if you all are watching me after this. Thank you.
We move next to the Kannada Creative Writing Award. The winner has been longlisted and shortlisted for this award in the past. He has also won the Sahitya Academy Yuva Puraskar Award, and he is Dr. Diamond.
ಒಳ್ಳೆದು ನಗುಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದುವರೆದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಪ್ಪಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ ನೋಡಿ ಪಾಪ ಹುಡುಗ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೆ.
Hello everyone. I don't know what to talk. So getting Toto Award is like, so you love a person again. So finally the person loves back. So last time I was longlisted, last time shortlisted. So finally I won this award. So I'm so happy. So I thank all jury members and Sarita ma'am and Molsa, and receiving it from M. Sriram sir is a huge for me, and I thank all my friends and family. Thank you so much.
And we now turn to the Photography Awards. The first winner is a photographer and video editor based in New Delhi. He is also a member of the Confluence Collective based in Kalimpong. He is Ashwin Sharma, and he wins for his series Tayasi Revisited.
Hi. Feels like an Oscar to me, but yeah, it is an Oscar for me. Thank you so much, Toto Funds the Art, for recognizing my work and letting the stories from my place come out in the wide open and let everyone know about it. I especially want to thank my collective, the Confidence Collective, for guiding me through the work, my parents for supporting me and letting me be a photographer, which I really want to, and my partner who keeps me sane and insane every time, and all my friends and everyone. Thank you so much.
And now the second winner of the Toto for Photography 2023 situates her practice in the elementary aspects of image making. She is a visual artist and educator based in Ladakh and the recipient of the Prince Claus Seal Award 2022 and Portrait Prize Indian Photo Festival 2017. She submitted 2 series of photographs, Elemental Whispers and Camera Obscura, and the jury felt that both were winning entries. Her name is Anujata Gupta.
Thank you so much. It's an absolute honor to receive this. I'm coming from very far, to say the least. And the fact that this kind of work has been recognized, it only propels my practice. And I thank everybody who's been at the back of this. There's an army of people who've been helping me think of this process back in Ladakh, in Delhi. And well, I'd say my co-shortlists who've been sitting there, I think this goes to the 2 of you as well. So thank you so much. I've already found it.
Next, the English Creative Writing Awards. The first winner is a master's student of linguistics at the English and Foreign Languages University, Hyderabad. He wins for his short story, Expecting Caterpillars, and he is Moachiba Jamir from Nagaland.
I'm gonna try. Okay. Thank you so much to the jury and Toto Funds the Arts. I'd like to thank God, the source of all good things. I'd like to thank my parents. I'd like to say something to them in my language if you don't mind. I'd like to thank my Summer Institute workshop group who workshopped this story with me. Thank you so much. And all my friends and family, thank you so much for this.
Our second awardee has made it to the long list 3 times in the past. She writes, draws, makes books, and teaches an undergraduate course in communication studies at Mount Carmel College in Bangalore. Aparna Chimukula wins the Toto for her entry engaged in other poems.
us, watching your mother, father, and
Okay, I want to thank my parents who are here tonight. They've never once asked me what the point is of reading or writing poetry. I really appreciate that. I want to thank my writing teacher, Kala Krishnan, and my department at Mount Carmel College, and my friend, Soumya Krishnamurthy. Thank you.
And now to the 2 awards for short films. The first winner of the Toto for Short Film 2023 has done a postgraduate course in TV direction from the Film and Television Institute, Pune. He wins for his film A Day Under the Sky. Come up and receive your trophy, Prateek Girish Boyer.
Courage म्हणजे धैर्य. COMPASSION.
Compassion नाही रे मूर्खा, compassion.
It's very heavy. So I don't have any words to say. Because I wasn't expecting this, otherwise I could have written a speech. I would like to thank this Toto Awards. They are really inspiring for young talents like us, and they are really supportive for okay. So I would like to thanks to my parents, because they were the main funders in the film. I would like to thank my friends who contributed funds in my film, and I would also like to thank you everyone who supported me. Okay, and honestly, it's my first prize after my graduation, and in the beginning of my career, it's first. So first always matters. Yeah, thank you.
Now the second winner of the Toto for Short Film 2023 is an engineering graduate who works in an IT firm. He wants to find his own language of cinema. He is Nikhil Vinay, and he wins for his film Chandra, The Last Time I Saw the Moon.
Yeah, thanks Toto for recognizing us. It really is motivating for everyone, like filmmakers like us, who work independently and always think of where the money comes from. So this is really important for us. So thanks everyone. Thank you.
And now to the final award for digital art. The winner is a self-taught illustrator with an academic background in English literature, currently based in Guwahati. She is Sankalpa Ray Chaudhary.
I'm feeling very overwhelmed right now, and unlike my fellow winners, humor is not my strongest suit, so I don't have any jokes to write. But I'm extremely grateful for TFA and to the Belly Institution for funding this award. And as a self-taught illustrator, there are moments where I'm completely overburdened with crippling self-doubt, and this is such a huge validation for me to push myself forward. And I'm incredibly thankful to my partner also, who motivates me every day, and he really is the reason why I do what I do. So thank you so much. I'm really grateful for you.
There are photographers, filmmakers, digital artists, writers and musicians here today who have not won, but came as close as it is possible to winning. Remember, you can all apply again for the Toto Awards. Many have done so and actually gone on to win. Who knows, next year could be your year. All other shortlisted artists will now receive jury commendation certificates. I request Akriti Chandravanshi, shortlisted for the Photography Awards, to come to the stage. And Siva Sai Jeevanantham. The two writers shortlisted for the Kannada Creative Writing Award, Suvarna Chellu Kapil Humnabade. Now the writers shortlisted for the English Creative Writing Awards. Tushar Rishi. Swati Singh's certificate will be posted to Swati. The Short Film Awards. Nikhil Sudarsanan. And Yudhajit Basu. The Digital Art Award, Rebecca Rechna-Paul. And Misha Tanwar. Unfortunately, MS Krishna and Rohan Prasanna, both shortlisted for the Music Awards, could not make it to the event. Their certificates will be couriered to them. I now request Professor Sriram to address the audience.
Good evening, and thanks a lot for having me here. I don't know whether I deserve to be here or not, given that there's so much of talent oozing all around. But anyway, since I've been invited, I think it's good. Thanks a lot, Meena. Thanks, Vivek. Thanks, Sarita and Anmol for having invited me here. I sort of go back and look back at my own younger days when one used to compete for such awards, and there were only a handful of them, not many. There was no Sahitya Academy Yuva Puraskar when we were writing, and when we were under 30. There was only one broad thing which all of us aspired for. That was the Prajavani Deepavali Visheshankar's short story competition, where most of us used to write. The reason why I'm bringing this up is, one, I want to congratulate all the winners. It's wonderful that you have won. But my heart goes out to all those who were shortlisted. Because I constantly competed in the Prajavani Award, and the biggest that I made was second. And it was always Vivek who took away the first place. So that's the backstory of it. So I think it's great, because it's always difficult for a jury member to pick out from even the long list and the short list and ultimately come to a decision. All of you are equally talented, and possibly that piece is something that won you the award this particular day. So therefore, for those who have who were shortlisted and did not get the prize, don't worry. And as Shaikat said, please come back next year. Dada Pair is a good example of that. So that's as far as the awards are concerned. I think it's very good that these awards are being given at such a young age for promise, because then you're covering all your risks in one sense. Because if you are giving a lifetime achievement award, then there's always a comparison. Why not this guy? Why did this guy get? In a promise, there is always a promise. You don't know who the guys who are left out, because all of them are equally unknown. So this is a good way to look at this, right? Yeah, I'm trying to make up for the humor that you didn't have, or you claimed you didn't have. The last piece is please live up to the promise. In fact, we have a joke in Kannada. There's a famous Kannada writer about whom there's always a quip that said he had a very bright future behind him. Because when he started writing, people said, he's a great, here is a promise, here is a promise. And 20 years later, you say, oh, really? Was this the promise that we actually looked at? So I hope we will not talk about a bright future behind you. We'll talk about a bright future ahead of you. I hope some of you will come back 20 years later and stand on this podium and give away these awards to younger talent and make it big. And as somebody said, this is just the first award and this is the beginning of the journey. Please live up to this and ensure that this is a good foundation that has been given to you, and you'll reach greater heights as you go along. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. There's been a lot of goof up. Initially, I tried to shake hands. Then the award was very heavy, so I could not do that because between the two of us, we don't know which hand will you hold it on. And so when the certificates came, I shifted, but some people ignored me.
Thank you, Professor Sriram. And now for photographs with Professor Sriram and the winners of the Toto Awards 2023. Will the awardees please come on stage for one last time with your trophies, please? That's all, folks. Thank you for being here to celebrate the work of young artists. Don't forget to sign on to TFA's mailing list. There's a table outside where you could leave your contact details. And we look forward to seeing you at the Toto Awards 2024. It will be the 20th year of the awards, and we hope to bring a few surprises your way. So have a good evening and a great year ahead.